Bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about comic books,
Costumes,
facts, boots.
and other stuff.
In this week's issue, World's Finest Wednesday.
Welcome into a World's Finest Wednesday edition of Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined by the man who doesn't need a dial to turn into a superhero, the marvelous one, Mr. Mike, who is too cool for me and for school now.
I am too cool for school, and that's school
All
with a
the way
K.
around. Hold on. I guess I will try to join.
There you go.
Wait, are we both going, or should I have it to where it's
It's
like
up
our
to you,
hats,
man. Hey,
where our hats touch?
you got to
bills,
feel it in your
maybe?
soul.
But the thing is if I do that, I can't put.
Well,
the
wouldn't it be great
headphones
if I
on.
went past that line and my hat just started coming your way?
We're just like, hold on. Can we try to touch? Oh, this is the audio people are so lost.
yeah. Ding! It
That
happened.
was close. There you go. Anyway, so if you were watching on video, you are welcome. You missed out.
You were watching on video. We are so sorry.
Oh, man. Anyway, this is Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach. He's Mike. And this is a World's Finest Wednesday edition. And we are wrapping up a recommendation that we got from Keith. Keith had given me 2 issues.
Keith!
And at one point in time, I was going to do both of them in one, but I decided to split it up into 2. And Keith was nice enough to comment on our last video, which we've been very nice here lately to get some great comments. Mike, people wishing you happy birthday.
I know. It's so sweet. Thank you very much.
And then
No sarcasm there whatsoever, I
and
promise.
then also we got recommendations from Keith, who gave me these 2 and thanked us for covering them too. He said that he had just graduated here recently, so it was a bit of a graduation gift. Well, you know what? Here's an extra one. Hope you didn't expect it to be over, or maybe you were watching the last one and you commented before you finished and you thought we'd cover both, and now you're like, where's the second one?
How
Well,
do
it's
you do a
here.
gang sign
Anyway,
with a K?
for
How do you do a K gang sign?
we don't want to do gang sign. I feel like it's going to
I'm
get
making
us
up my own gang sign here. Hang on.
and this is how we got demonetized on YouTube. Anyway, so we got more of
I'm making up my own urban youth sign.
We
Is
have-
that better?
Sure. We have more Dial H for Hero today to wrap up the second issue we covered of House of Mystery 1/6 that we'll get to. But also wanted to thank you guys so much for taking the time out
Yeah,
to comment.
thank you guys,
and for,
seriously. Yeah.
for taking the time out to watch this and for
do
slinging through
appreciate
this.
it.
We appreciate it so
Very nice.
much. We don't deserve it. We appreciate it. But what
We may
you
deserve
guys
it. They don't know that.
Okay. Well,
Maybe all we do is after we leave here, we save puppies and get old women out of trees and stuff. Maybe that's all we do.
is that what we do, Mike?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
They don't know.
What we're going to cover today on today's World's Finest Wednesday is the last of our Dial H for Hero, and then we might go back to our Batmanual, or we might find something else to do. I don't know. A lot of people like it when we cover Batman doing dumb stuff. So
I have never worn a hat that has L.A. on it.
then
That
why are
just
you
seems
doing
like it's
it
completely against my entire thing.
now? Take it off.
Well, it's the only one that was available at
Take
the
it
time.
off.
It was sitting right there. And what I was trying to do is, people don't know this, and don't tell them. We do these back to back sometimes, and I was trying to look different.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
I get that. Usually I switch out. You want to know another? Here we go.
Yeah. Let's go.
Come here. Come on. Come in. I wish I could zoom in, but I have to go walk over to the camera to do it because
Yeah.
I'd zoom in on it. Maybe I'll do it post. I don't know how I'd do it, but
There's
zoom
gonna
in.
be a remote for that camera.
There is. Well, we have a stream deck over here. We just have it plugged in. Also, sometimes I'll change out. You see that
Yeah.
thing right there?
Yeah.
I'll just switch it out with a comic, and it's
Shh,
the same
don't tell
day too.
anybody.
Shh, don't tell
Don't tell
anybody.
anybody.
Audio people, I realize, we get more views than we get audio
They
numbers.
won't
sometimes.
tell anybody.
Anyway, World's Finest Wednesday, we're continuing our Dial H for Hero. Issue number 160 of House of Mystery. I teased it with Mike because we're getting into him turning into an actual hero. And I mean by not a sponsor. Don't plug them. Don't plug them.
Well, it's tropical.
That just,
Tropical up 7.
oh, okay. I'm still waiting for somebody.
great.
I'm still waiting for somebody to help us make our, our Broberry Punch soda.
Broberry.
That was our soda flavor. It was going to be Broberry Punch, and it was going to be banana flavored.
Yeah, if any of you people out there know anybody who runs homemade soda places or even a brewery,
Oh, we'll take a beer for sure.
Yeah.
But
Banana flavored beer.
why does
Yum.
it no to banana flavored beer? But I thought that was part of the joke for us was it was going to be like Bro Berry, but it was banana
Broberry, but it's
flavored.
bananas. And we talked about how there's nothing banana flavored.
That is
Hey,
true.
there's probably a really good reason for that, but there's nothing banana.
But I
flavored.
think Broberry Punch, and it'd be a banana flavored soda that you get from Bros, Foes, and Heroes.
Yeah, yeah, I
Dude,
love it.
We could have a can. Just man,
Love it.
I would drink so much banana soda. Anyway, we are diving
You'd drink
into.
one, and then you'd go,
No.
oh, now I remember why they don't make bananas.
No. Here we go. Let's get into our story. House of Mystery,
Kumquat
issue
Cooler.
number 160 from July of 1966. Here we are looking at the Dial H for Hero story, The Wizard of Light.
Sakamaji.
Yep, Sakamaji. Written by Dave Wood, penciled and inked by Jim Mooney. Editor was Jack Schiff at the time, but
Hey, just wait until you get a taste of that licorice lariat.
yeah.
Says King Candy.
King Candy's a bit of a weird one, but
I hope he doesn't have a crew.
Here's the
because
cool
then
thing.
it would be too many K's.
King Candy and his crew. Yeah,
King Candy
nope,
crew.
Nope, nope,
Gotta go the other way.
Yep.
Gotta go the other way.
The good news is I don't have to explain any of who
And there is a wizard in this one.
Robbie there is who Robbie Reed is to you though, because
Nope.
you know from last week.
You now know Wayne Williams, and now you know Robbie Reed.
Well, Wayne Williams, it's from our Monday episode if you haven't checked it out. It's Stan Lee's Batman. It was when DC let Stan Lee create his own DC universe. We are looking at Dial H for Hero here, and young Robbie Reed, who is off. He's leaving. I figured this out, Mike. You remember we were wondering who Millie was, if she was like a neighbor who
Yeah.
her and Gramps were like
Yeah.
getting after it. Remember? She's the housekeeper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then he pays her. So
Yeah.
That's good.
Gramps says, have a Jim Dandy weekend at your cousin's house, lad. I'm gonna tell you to start having a Jim Dandy weekend.
Oh, that'd be great. I'd love it. I'm going to try to live up to that. Have a Jim Dandy weekend.
So Robbie is gonna go.
Guess what I just had? Jim Dandy weekend.
So Robbie loved the Max Sabbath T-shirt, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Robbie is gonna go hang out with his cousin for the weekend, who is just as obsessed with superheroes, and he starts hanging up all these posters on his wall for like Giant Boy. And there's some guy named the Mighty Moppet. I meant to look up what it
The
is.
Mighty Who?
Moppet, because it looks like a little kid with a cape.
That is really stupid.
Yeah, let me look this up real quick.
The only time I ever really hear the word moppet is when Gordon Ramsay's chewing somebody out.
So, okay. So
Stupid moppet.
Mighty Moppet was one of the superpowered H-style identities used by Robbie Reed in his battle with the Clay Creep Clan. All C's.
All spelled with C's.
All C's.
Yep.
That's all it says. It doesn't give me more than that. Hold on. I got to see, like, why. The thing is,
I just want to know what the word moppet means.
it's like a little kid.
Is it?
Yeah, Sakamaji, a baby superhero, a mighty moppet.
Huh?
That's what it says in the panel.
Moppet, a small, endearingly sweet child.
So yeah, so it was a super baby.
Okay.
Anyway, his cousin is like collect. Oh, I know how to. I know how to say it.
Oh, sorry.
That sounded like bop it. No, twist it.
Pass it.
Yeah. So
Puff it.
Puff it.
To the left-hand side.
Puff it. Stop bogarting. Puff it. So I forget where I was. So,
Seeds and stems.
Thank you. Ben Folds had an album that he put out where it was just like demos and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and that's what he called it.
He called it seeds and stems?
He called it Seeds because it's like,
That's awesome.
audio. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. For leftovers, yeah.
So his cousin is just as obsessed with superheroes, and Robbie's like, how funny would it be if he knew that those were all me? Or I guess I should say it like Robbie. Sakamaji.
Sakamaji, man.
Would Ned, his cousin's name's Ned, would Ned flip if he knew I was all those superheroes, by golly?
Boy.
Oh,
I don't
gosh.
I think Ned's head would blow up.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Hey, Ned's mom, can we get some more milk toast?
Hey, Ned's
Thanks.
mom. Did you say milk toast? Yum.
He looks like a kid who enjoys milk toast.
I don't know what milk toast
I
is,
don't
but
either.
okay.
I
It's
don't
just
either.
toast dipped in milk?
I think so. For this, it is.
That sounds gross.
But we're also introduced to Susie, right?
Hey, Susie.
And Susie comes up and goes, "Hi, Ned. Hi, Robbie. I just dropped around to see if you had an extra pinup of the Mighty Moppet. She wants to come and collect some superhero pinups, too." And Robbie is kind of taken aback by Susie.
You got to stop pausing after words.
And so Robbie is like kind of taken back by Susie. He's into her, and he goes, we're going to the fair tomorrow if you want to join us. And she goes, "Oh, that sounds swell. It'll be a date." So he's excited about that.
He goes, it sure is hot in here. Let's all take our shirts off.
She's like, okay. And this was the last time there was a Dial H for Heroes. He was arrested not too long afterwards.
Dial H for the Hooskow.
Oh, man. So shortly after, they decided to go rock climbing. Robbie notices that the dam breaks. Well, he's going to use his dial to
Fucking
dial
Led
H for
Zeppelin.
Hero. When the levee break. Okay.
That's a levee. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not dam.
Is there a difference between a levee and a dam? Is a levee mechanically operated somehow? All right. Make sure you put it in the comments, folks.
Yeah, let us know. What does a levee do?
Yeah, let us know this very little thing that we could look up ourselves, please.
Yeah. Well, I guess I could Google.
Nah, don't do it. He's doing it. He's gonna look it up anyway.
Never
Levee
mind.
versus-
I'm putting them on. Anyway, so Robbie turns in. He dials the dial to turn into a hero to try to save the people from the water that's rushing towards the small farm town now, since the dam has broken.
But we really need help. Okay,
And
hang on. I'm dialing. I think my child just drowned. Hang on, lady. Just give me a second.
Oh man! And upon dialing the decoded cryptid letters of the strange dial, he's I'm giant. I can't talk. I'm drunk.
I'm drunk. Somebody drunked me.
He goes, I'm Giant Boy again. Sakamaji.
Sakamaji. 2 times in a week.
Here's the thing. I forgot to tell you, this is the second time he said it on this page. There's 4 panels, Mike, and he says Sakamaji twice. At the top, it's Sakamaji, a dam break. Anyway, so he turns into Giant Boy again. And Giant Boy goes, and he notices a quarry nearby. So Giant Boy takes the
You know what they say about
granite.
giant boys?
They make giant men.
That's right.
And so Giant Boy takes the blocks of granite that he saw, and he essentially builds like a new temporary kind of dam to divert the gushing water around the farm town. You see, like it's spread and it just
Gushing
goes
water around the farm town.
Exactly.
Yep. Got it.
And he flies away, and the farmers all think Giant Boy, and he hears
Thanks, Giant Boy.
and he hears a giant explosion, and as he's flying by.
Sorry, that was me. Gotta go.
Oh no!
Oh, my crops.
Do you think if that's the case, Giant Boy doesn't want to deal with it? And he's like, let me just dial back. No, where he's just like, oh no, I do not want to deal with this mess. O-R.
Wait, the crops are being destroyed by the water already. Sorry guys, I wish I could stick around longer. I really got to take this call. I promise I got to leave. It's going to happen in here in a second.
And he just sits there like, hold on.
Seriously, guys, I can't. I've helped as much as I can.
God damn it, why does this thing work?
Oh, man. Oh, that's good. Anyway, so he goes to see, there's an explosion, and he goes to see what the explosion is. And they realize that Dr. Drago, it says that there's a cloud of gas from the explosion, has Dr. Drago, whose lab it is that's there,
Yeah.
trapped inside, and that the detectives can't get to it because they've noticed that it's poisonous gas. So Giant Boy flies in there, gets the doctor out, but upon doing so, he becomes poisoned by this gas, and it's causing him to choke, and he falls off a cliff into the water below, and he's barely able to dial back. I don't know how, because he's like choking out with the as he's dying out there. But he is able, while he's about to drown, because he can't breathe thanks from all the poisonous gas that he has.
In that bottom panel, it looks like it's one of those little phones that the babies carry around with them, like on a string with the little eyeballs that go all googly.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
So, but does he get it in time? He does. And
Oh,
so,
thank God.
yeah.
Woo, I didn't
Here's
think he
the
was going to
thing.
get it.
We're already on part 2 of our story.
Yeah.
We haven't even been introduced to the villain
There's
yet.
nothing going on yet. Farmers are drowning. That's it.
So Giant Boy goes back to Ned's house, and while they're there, as he gets there, he's like, hey, Ned, gosh, I'm sorry. I got lost. And Ned tells him, like, shh, come here. Listen, Robbie, pull up a chair. And he gets and sits down and
Dear
realizes.
God, is he fighting Satan?
So he's about to. And they find out they talk about how Giant Boy, they saw him go under the water, but the gas got to him. So even if he didn't drown, like,
He dead.
he's dead because
dead.
of the gas. So unfortunately,
Giant Boy no more.
Unfortunately, Giant Boy's no more. And Ned is very shooken up by this. And he's like, one of the greatest of the superheroes dead. Gosh, I feel rotten. And what does Robbie think? Gulp. This is like attending my own funeral.
Gulp.
No. Anyway, he's like, snap out of it, Ned. Just because that guy's dead doesn't mean we can't have fun. Come on, we're going to go to the fair with Susie, remember?
Did this kid have wishes? Like, was he given 3 wishes by something?
No,
or is that another one I'm thinking of?
No, I was going to say Shazam, but no. Remember he found the doll, it's alien technology or whatever?
Okay. You can tell it really stuck with me.
Yeah, I can absolutely tell that it stuck with you. So the next day,
What if it's a party line? Like there's another folks are on that line already talking. Does he have to wait until they're done with their conversation before he can turn
he
into
has to
a
wait for them to
superhero?
be a hero.
Okay.
Like I'm saying, like, do you think that other people can be heroes too? So he has to wait for them to be done before he can be a hero?
I think it's just a damn phone.
It could be that too. It says the next day, this is fun, Robbie. I'm glad you asked me to go with you. Now I'd like to see the famous Shaw necklace that's on display. How many times do they display
carnival?
necklaces at the fair? I've never been to a fair where there was any sort of jewelry on display. But, yeah, this big scary monster shows up, right?
It looks like the devil.
This, like, demon shows up
Yeah.
to do
Oh,
something.
shit. Here comes King Candy.
And that's where Robbie's like, oh, and then there's this other like alien monster. They're both like fighting outside, and the guards are shooting at
Kaijus,
them.
if you will.
Kaijus, if you will, and the guards are shooting at them, and it's not doing any damage whatsoever to the guards.
Pew, pew.
So Robbie breaks away, and he's like, oh, no, this is the time for me to dial H E R.
What happens if you misspell it?
You know, sometimes how you would wait too long and it make
Yeah.
you. So he's like, where's the O? Shit.
I
Freaking
gotta
out.
start again.
H E.
This hero business
Here's the
is for
thing.
the birds.
And if you've never dealt with a rotary phone, you're not getting these jokes at
Yeah.
all. So that's fine. But
That's okay.
that's cool. They're hilarious.
Oh, they're
though, if you
fantastic.
do. Yeah.
These people that used to work for Ma Bell love them.
Oh man,
Love those jokes.
F Ma Bell, but they love these jokes. So, and Alexander Graham while we're at it. So yeah, he turns into, he just says, a peppermint stick costume, Sakamaji.
A peppermint stick costume.
I'm a candy superhero, King Candy.
All right.
Which isn't King Candy the name of the guy from the racing game in Wreck-It Ralph?
Maybe. Yeah. I
Isn't it
think
something
you're-
like that?
It's something like that, I believe. Yeah.
Huh.
Oh.
So he's like,
He
all
didn't have
right.
balls all over him like this,
He
though.
goes, I've got to use candy weapons against those zany demons.
He says,
He says zany. He calls them zany demons.
Okay.
He throws a lollipop bomb, which is just like a lollipop that explodes, but it goes straight through the monster. Hey, Sakamaji,
Sakamaji.
the
these
bomb
monsters
plummeted
aren't
right
real.
through. It's about to explode on the ground. Something real fishy here. Of course, these creatures don't really exist. They're a figment of my imagination, of everyone's imagination.
Uh-oh.
And he starts putting them together that they're just illusions. And that's when he turns and notices like a gang of 2 guys running away with the necklace. And he uses his licorice lasso
One guy who looks
to
like a
tie-
wizard.
one guy who looks like a wizard and the other guy who doesn't. One guy looks like a wizard, one guy who don't. And that's
Alma and Joy's got wizards. Mound don't. Because.
anyway, so the gang still gets away, but not till he throws what are they? Where is this?
Gumwads.
Gumdrops that splatter the windshield. So one of the bad guys has to get out. They're all wearing the goggles you see for these
Sure.
light, tell them from
Yeah.
light. Well, while one of the guards is out there, honestly, just like scraping gum on the windshield, the light wizard or the Wizard of Light just has this giant blast, and it blinds everybody, and they escape. So when the cops get there, like nobody's there, but King Candy still has the necklace.
And what's the girl's name?
Susie.
He goes over and hugs her.
No.
Oh, she kissed him right on the face.
Susie kisses King Candy on the face and goes, Sakamaji, a kiss
That's his
from
candy cane
Susie.
right there.
A kiss from Susie. Shh. If only she'd known whom she was really kissing. And he's like, come on, Susie. Ned is. Let's go find Robbie. I do want to point out, Mike.
Yes. Hey, Susie, I got like 5 guys in me right now.
Here,
This
he does. He does.
He does. That's
He
what
does.
I'm saying.
I want to point out and ask you a question about
Yeah.
something, Mike.
Yeah.
They're like, what, teenagers at the oldest?
Yeah, I guess. They're Archie age.
You think they're Archie age? they're drawn younger than that to me.
Are
Like
they?
Archie age to me is at least high school. Like I could argue, like if you wanted to tell me Archie was 18,
Okay, so
I could kind of get behind this. But
you're
these
right.
kids are like 12.
You're right about the kids. The King Candy is definitely older.
No, King. That's
Yeah.
okay. King Candy's
Yeah.
an adult, but I'm
King
talking about
Candy
the kids.
looks like he could be an Archie.
Okay, so he's like 18, 19. King Candy.
Yeah, and he's kissing a 12-year-old, or a 12-year-old's kissing him.
Bingo.
Yeah. We don't think about those things.
It's a little weird.
Don't think about them.
Anyway,
If
so
you thought about that, you'd never go to Subway again.
that. So, we do see that I did love this too. As they're leaving, he yells out, or he's like, "Oh, that Candy character's put the whammy on this job. Let's take off, or we won't be able to pull the other job this afternoon." Why would you yell that out when you're getting stopped? Like, "Oh no, let's get away. We got another job to pull
'Cause
anyway.
you're a dumb criminal.
We're gonna rob the bank. No, not the one on the east side. The one downtown. In case you want to stop us." Anyway, so Robbie hears on the radio
Here he comes.
about a bank robbery, and he thinks, "Oh, this must be the wizard again. I'm going to dial hero. I've become Plastic Man, that famous crime-fighting hero of years ago." Now, let's explain. Because I know this a little bit, just because I'm a nerd, and I know
This is
things
which
about
comic
this.
company at this time?
DC.
No. Like right now. DC put this out?
Yeah, DC put this out.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a different company.
So I'm pretty sure this is the first appearance of, and I'm looking up
Did Plastic Man hang out with the big Hawaiian dude? Was that like his best friend?
the big Hawaiian.
There's like a
dude.
big Hawaiian guy,
I
right?
have no clue what you're talking about. So DC acquired the rights to Plastic Man and the Quality Comics. When did they do that? So Plastic Man first appeared for Quality Comics in 1941. Okay.
Okay. Quality Comics.
Quality Comics acquires Quality. I'm trying to. Don't you let me look this up. DC acquired Quality Comics in 1956.
Okay.
So he hadn't been used in a while, and so they brought him back for the story because he was an old character, hadn't been used. So that's why they say he's that famous crime fighting hero of years
Okay,
ago.
hang on. I got to show you something.
Okay.
Hang on. God damn it, Plastic Man. Plastic Man always starts too early. See?
I can't. Oh. Yeah, I saw like the little kid.
There's that Hawaiian guy. hanging
I
out
have
with.
no clue who that is.
So
I
there's
think
one of
that's-
them. There's one of them that's named Woozy Winks. That's his sidekick.
See, I think this is okay. So here's something I'm going to educate you on something else real quick.
Please do.
So what they did a lot with the TV shows, like they made the Fantastic Four show, and there wasn't Johnny Storm wasn't in it. Like one of the remember because they're having like
I do.
Human Torch stuff.
Yep.
So like Herbie is in it too. I'm trying to remember what character it was that. So the DC comic characters Black Lightning is who they were going to put in, so they
I
could
remember
have
Black
a
Lightning.
so they could have a black character
Yeah.
in there. But they were doing like copyright negotiations with DC for that, and what they did was just so they could have one instead and not have to like do rights and stuff like that because
Right.
they were having. They wanted he was created to replace Black Lightning, who could not be used to disputes between DC and the creator Tony Isabella at the time.
Okay.
So Black Vulcan is a complete made up character for the Super Friends TV show
Really?
because of that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
like things like that. You got some of those characters because of things like that too. Anyway, let's finish this up. So he turns into Plastic Man, and he goes into the city the only way Plastic Man can. He grabs the trees and he flings himself forward.
Bang!
And yeah, essentially he stops the day. But so the Wizard of Light is using his light to like cause things to float now.
Okay.
It's a light that causes things to
Got rid of all the
people.
gravity. Yeah, he's
to
like an
float.
anti-gravity machine almost.
But
Yeah.
Plastic Man is able to, the momentum kind of carries his hands through
Slaps him
since
around.
it stretches out.
Yeah.
It carries his hands through the beam. So it like goes through and he's able to, like smack him out. And when it knocks the goggles off of his henchmen, the henchmen rise up into the cloud, but the wizard is still able to run. Like he's immune to whatever it is. And that makes Plastic Man think, I know who this is. And so he turns into a ball and
Of course he does. Yeah.
making like a ball officer to bounce my way to the gang's hideout. So long. And so he goes, and he's put together that it has to be Dr. Drago from the
Sure it
beginning
is.
with the gas, because the only way Drago could have survived is if he was immune to that gas from the beginning. So he must be immune to the light then too. Because of his immunity, he was able to put together that it's Drago. Then, as he's there at Drago's hideout, Drago tries to use the gas again, but Plastic Man doesn't have to like go in and breathe it. As he says, "You forget, I don't have to stick my." He goes, "You forget, I don't have to stick my snoot in the gas to put." Damn it, I can't read this all.
You forget, I don't have to stick my snoot in the gas to put the
Finger on
finger
you, Drago.
on you, Drago. Yeah, it's very bad wording.
Anyway, he wraps him up with his arm and he like points at him
He
just
fingers
very
Drago,
viciously.
and then
He does. He fingers
There's
Drago and he's like,
police.
I knew it was you all along. And it added up. And then he goes back home and he sees Ned. Later, after turning the criminals over to the police and dialing back to normal, Robbie Ree returns to his cousin's house where, "You missed all the excitement, Robbie. Plastic Man captured the wizard. Don't you wish you could be a superhero when you grow up?" And Robbie goes, "I don't know, Susie. It could be pretty dangerous. Also, you kissed me." Dial into the next issue for a new group of
Does this look familiar?
superheroes.
Huh? Does this look familiar? Right here?
Yeah. Anyway, there you go. So Plastic Man shows up.
Hey, by the way, riddle me this. Which word in the DC Magazine title Teen Titans is easier to spell? Well, of course
Teens.
it's teen because it's spelled with E's.
Oh, ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-dum.
Oh, the Riddler.
He is such a
He's a kook.
kook. There you go. I can't think of a word. So there you go. More Dial H for Hero as we
That was
wrap
great.
up. We're going to go back to either some Batman or some...
That was a real misuse of Plastic Man is what that was. That was really rough. Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we got him. We'll bring him back.
Hang on, I'm King Candy. Click, click, click.
Oh.
Hang on, I'm Plastic Man. Click, click,
Wait,
click.
there we go. Make
Yeah.
sure. So there you go.
That was great, though.
That does it this week.
Happy Wednesday, everyone.
It is. I have a question for you, Mike, and I want to get your opinion. I'll get everybody else's opinion
Yeah.
too, and I say that, and they can leave it below. If you've listened this long, you definitely deserve to have your opinion heard.
Yeah.
I'm tilting it down to make sure this is the laziest I've ever done for the podcast.
All right, Rusty.
So this is great. No, I'm debating. We talked about the Superman trailer a little bit on
Yeah.
Monday's episode. I'm going to cover All-Star Superman here within the next month because that's the comic that James Gunn has said with the tone for it, and I get that.
Right.
That and like Kingdom Come and Superman for All Seasons, which we've covered all of those except All-Star Superman. So I was going to cover it.
Yeah.
My question was, what do you think? I was going to do it in one of two ways. I was going to cover it. I think it's 12 issues. We're going to have to just break it up. We're going to do 2 weeks of it. But I'm going to try to condense 6 issues into an hour. So we're going to have to be quick on some of it.
Okay,
But do you think I should do it the 2 weeks to where, because we come out on Monday. So Monday, our part 1, part 2 Monday, Superman comes out that Friday. Or what I'm thinking, and what I might like, is we do part 1 on Monday. Superman movie comes out on Friday.
Yeah.
Part 2 that Monday
I like
afterwards.
that. Yeah, I like that a lot.
So that's what you have coming up, and I can.
You're going
there,
to get a
now
big
you
old
know.
Superman sandwich.
Now you know when you're going to get a Superman sandwich. If you haven't checked out the trailer, go do that too. But that also
It is
means
so
then
good.
it's so good. We also have some funny stuff coming up. If you haven't checked out Monday's episode yet, go back and look at that. It was Just Imagine Stan Lee's Batman, and I tell you to check
That
it out
was
because
just so not good.
it wasn't for here. Let me pull up a calendar because I have things planned out, Mike. I don't know if I've told you this, and I'll tell you it now. My son really enjoys walks. He's 6 months. He likes to sit outside and watch birds. I've turned into a bit of a bird guy.
A birdophile.
Yeah. There's a cooler name for it.
Areophile.
But to a bit of a guy who enjoys watching birds, and also he enjoys going for walks. But sometimes, because it's the same stroller that's also his car seat, like he falls asleep when we go for walks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I get to think of like the schedule sometimes when I walk, if I plan things out. So I have dates for us now.
Okay.
So here's what you can do, people. Superman comes out on July 11th. I can tell you right now, Monday the 7th, and also Monday the 14th in July. That'll be All-Star Superman. for my birthday, Mike is going to be nice enough to host that week. He also doesn't know this either. I'm not just having him do Monday show. I'm having him do the Wednesday show. And he's
Great.
also going to have an old Aquaman story. It's going to be Aquaman week, the week
love
of
it.
June 23rd.
Aquaman's going to sit in a tub full of
He
milk
is.
in the desert.
We will have Stan Lee's Aquaman. On the 9th, coming up of June, we're going to cover something we've already covered before.
Oh, yeah?
But it was something we covered the very first episode. We're going to celebrate 4 years of the show.
Condor?
4 years of the show by redoing Black
Fantastic.
Condor.
Love it. Love it.
Then on the 16th, we're going to have, I really want to just find dads in comics and just bad dads. Or we can just talk about who terrible dads are. I would like to bring, I'm sorry, go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just going to say I'm looking very forward to the Black Condor thing. Now that we've watched we've experienced a lot of crap.
Yeah.
It may not be as bad as I remember.
It might not. We can
Yeah.
come back. And we'll also, though, you're going to get some lore. We'll figure out and remember where Golly Khan came from. What I would also like to do at some point in time through all of this is I want to do some shows where we have a little bit more conversation of where
Yeah.
we bring up of like, hey, what is maybe we do like top 5 superhero movies and we talk back and forth.
I like that a lot.
Or we have one that I thought about doing too that I could think would be fun is we have maybe a guest or something because I know Mason would love to do this.
Yeah.
Of where since we're looking at Stan Lee's Batman, maybe we pitch our Batman then of how we would have
Ooh.
redone Batman.
I like that.
Something like that.
That's
It's like
cool.
it's like a tidbit, like we would throw it on at the end of something else we covered. But things like that we can look up to. If you have any recommendations, please feel free to email us brosfoesandheroes@gmail.com.
We love the comments. We will mention you. We love your support. Thank you so much.
That was the Sammy Sosa there. Yeah. Huh.
Three Amigos, right?
Thank you guys. Yeah, that was the on the wrist. But as always, thank you guys for taking the time out to listen. Sakamaji, y'all are all amazing. Also, make sure to check out the Rogue Media Network family of podcasts.
RogueMediaNetwork.com.
And until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Hey, Golly Khan, guys.
Frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.